Hello and welcome to Sports Today. First things first, I will do a little bridge show today because I have to do an Olympic special as part of my series, the Tata Literature Live Sports Yatras. So I've tweeted that link also. If you want to join us, you can join us at 5:30. That will be one heck of a show with Parth Jindal, Raninder Singh, Nalin Mehta and Ajay Singh. Raninder is the head of the Shooting Federation. Parth Jindal is the founder director of JSW Sports. Nalin Mehta, my co-author, and of course Ajay Singh is the president of the Boxing Federation. So you can join that show at 5:30. Getting to this one, I will do a deep dive into Shubman Gill for the next 15 minutes. We all have seen what an opening batsman can do. We have seen the impact that an opening batsman can really have in the form of Devon Conway. Absolutely special innings from Devon Conway, the double hundred. And what a phenomenal performance. I mean, he started out at the top and then was the last man out, batted till the very end, was the last batsman to get dismissed, that too to a run out. Otherwise would have been an incredible effort to carry his bat through with a double hundred on debut from Devon Conway. Yesterday also we mentioned Devon Conway, but the kind of innings, unflustered, without taking the extra pressure, even when wickets were falling, Mark Wood and Ollie Robinson doing well. It was a fantastic effort. Can Shubman Gill do that for India? Yes, Devon Conway, mature in age, 29, so pretty much on the other side. Shubman Gill, much younger, but definitely has the hunger and the talent. We have seen glimpses of what Shubman Gill can do in Australia. All of us know how good Shubman Gill is. For about 4 or 5 years now, from the time of the 2017-18, that under-19 World Cup, the final 100 against Pakistan, we have seen people talk about Shubman Gill, that is the next big batting superstar from India. All of us know about these details, but is it something that we can solve? The puzzle that Shubman has not been able to convert. Can he solve that in England? Can he become India's go-to man? Sunil Gavaskar, 1971, 50 years earlier, 21 years old, exactly the kind of age that Shubman Gill now is. 21 years old, 774 runs in the West Indies. We talk about Gill as a phenomenal talent. Can he prove everyone wrong and do that for India in England and in the WTC final? I spoke to Sunil Gavaskar and I spoke to Brendon McCullum. Let's get Sunil Gavaskar or Brendon McCullum. Let's play one of the clips for you first. And then we will continue with our deep dive. My impressions, having watched, observed, spoken to Shubman Gill several times, even during his under-19 days. The man has a lot of potential. Yuvraj Singh, clearly having a formative influence, got him to talk to Sachin Tendulkar. Plenty to tell you. But here's the first clip on Shubman Gill. Ashish and Trisha, can I have the first clip, please?
See, all these names that you mentioned are all tremendous players. They've got, as far as talent is concerned, no question about it. When you see the ease with which Shubman Gill was stroking Pat Cummins, and Pat Cummins was bowling quick on Australian surfaces, the way you've seen, say, Mayank also play in Pune a couple of years ago when he got that big 100 against the South Africans. Then the South African commentators at that stage in India were Sean Pollock and Graham Smith, and both of them said this looks like a Centurion pitch, the pitch in Pune, where the ball was going off quite nicely, and he got a big 100. So they're all, as far as technique, etc., is concerned, they're all very good. At the end of the day, I think I've always believed that it's temperament that separates the men from the boys. And if talent and temperament are married, then, it'll always turn out to be a good marriage. There'll never be a problem between talent and temperament if it's married. And all that they really need to do is to believe in themselves. There are times when you get the feeling that they are not very confident of themselves, that maybe they're having self-doubts. I think those self-doubts are natural in a young man's life. These are natural. These are periods where you start to think, well, do I really have it in me? I had a period after that 1971 tour. For 3 years, I didn't get 100. For 3 years, we played a couple of series in between. I did not get a century, and I think I barely got a couple of half centuries in that period. So for me also, the doubts were creeping up.
So there you have Sunil Gavaskar, the best ever that India has produced at the top, talking about the kind of, Shubman Gill, about the doubts that were creeping up in his own mind. By the way, Sunny Bhai has gone to England through Serbia. At the moment, he is in Belgrade for the quarantine period, and thereafter will be in Southampton commentating. Hats off to the man's passion. Incredible man. Incredible man. I mean, Sunil Gavaskar, more respect. More and more and more respect. Coming back to Shubman Gill. Before the Australia series, Shubman Gill actually had a long stint with Yuvraj Singh. Yuvraj Singh mentors Shubman in many, many ways. Yuvraj Singh had a conversation with Sachin. So Shubman, and thereafter set it up. And Shubman and Sachin had a conversation. Sachin Tendulkar advised Shubman Gill on minor adjustments, on things that he needed to do in Australia, on a couple of things that Shubman Gill had to do against the Australian faster bowlers. And we have seen the kind of effort that Shubman Gill put up in that fourth test match. I mean, even in that test match where he got the 90, I thought Shubman Gill was phenomenal. I mean, if you see the turnaround, 127 for 1 when he got out Nathan Lyon edged to sleep. But before that, to take on Pat Cummins, to take on the Australian fast bowlers, that hook will forever remain etched in our memories as one of the shots of that tour. So Shubman Gill was absolute class. Yes, a lot of us have said that, thereafter, once England came, he wasn't able to convert. Happens to the best, because you are under pressure. All of a sudden, people have worked you out. There is so much more visibility and glare on you. All of a sudden, you are no longer a man with just potential, but now you're at the big stage and you've got to translate this potential into runs and big runs. And everybody is talking about you as a super talent. So all of these things are impacting Shubman Gill. So it's a lot in the mind, a real lot in the mind. And that is where Brendon McCullum was so good when he spoke about Shubman Gill. Trisha and Ashish, can I please have Brendon McCullum on Shubman Gill before I analyze Shubman further?
I've been incredibly bullish about how good I think Shubman Gill is going to be as a player. I think he's already a very, very good cricketer. He's got something about him which is just really special. I think he's a tremendous leader of men already at a young age. He's got a very good view on the game, understand tactically the game extremely well. The hardest thing for Shubman is that because he is such a talent, so many people want to help him because they want to be aligned with him and attached to him and to be part of the Shubman Gill story, because everyone can see that he's going to go down as long as he continues the trajectory that he's on, he's going to go down as one of India's very best players if he continues to perform and continues to improve. So, I can't speak highly enough of him. The interactions that I've had with him, I find him a player who has a tremendous amount of aura about him as well, without any arrogance. I think he's got the hunger to be a really special player. He's not the finished product yet by any stretch of the imagination, but he's got a gift which not many people have, and I think we'll be talking about him. Similarly, how we spoke about Kane Williamson when he first came on the scene. I was adamant that we were going to talk about him as one of New Zealand's greatest, if not the greatest, by the end of his career. Now, maybe Shubman might not scale those lofty heights because you've had some of the game's very best, and Sachin Tendulkar in particular. But, you've got someone there who could become a very, very, very good international player over a long period of time. And I think he gives you a very good option at the top of the order in this World Test Championship.
Fascinating chat with Brendon McCullum on Shubman Gill. I am a great believer in Shubman's ability and talent. The fellow has tremendous potential. Now is the time. Will the England series see the maturing of Shubman Gill from good to better, better to best? Can he graduate? Because this is now the big stage. The country will want 100, a big innings from Shubman Gill, and we've seen that from Devon Conway. If he can set it up in the series against England, if he can set it up in Southampton, Indian cricket will forever have a huge space for Shubman Gill. I mean, obviously nothing will come to an end. He will have a great career ahead. He's not finished product, as Brendon McCullum said, but the kind of talent he has, he should be able to deliver. Anderson, the moving ball. Yes, he should have a word with Tendulkar, but Shubman Gill also has a very, very good head on his shoulders from what I have interacted. I've interacted with him on many occasions since his under-19 days and obviously during his stint at KKR. The fellow is a very good learner as well. Let me take a few questions, but before I take a few questions, two important news points. One, if any of you watched the Blue Tigers in action last night, I thought it was a good game from India. Yes, Qatar was all over us. Yes, Qatar was attacking relentlessly. Qatar was playing tremendous football. But even after the Rahul Bheke red card, for the way the Blue Tigers stood up, the backline, Sandesh Jingan, Subhashish Bose, if you really see the Indian half line and the black backline, Glenn Martins on his debut match for India, and of course Gurpreet Singh Sandhu, that I thought was a very special effort on the part of the Blue Tigers. And had Manveer Singh scored, that pass where Manveer Singh, the goalkeeper, came, the ball sort of ricocheted and Manveer just could not connect there. Had Manveer Singh been able to connect that, it could have been 1-1 for India and could have been a very different story. But even after that, Qatar will be playing the World Cup on home soil within a year from now. So to be able to stop Qatar on home soil, one goal, even after a red card, it was quite a credible performance. Now Bangladesh and Afghanistan, if India is able to win, they will finish third, still get the Asian Championships. One would hope that. Bangladesh, way low, 2 points. Afghanistan is a good side. So we've got to see what India does. But from the performance yesterday, one should take a lot of heart from the way the Indians fought. 1-0 result after a red card was quite credible. Number two, Sumit Malik. Very disappointing that a 125 kilo wrestler failed the dope test, qualified in the competition in Bulgaria earlier this month. And these dope taints are a big problem. I was speaking to the NADA chief, Siddharth Longjam, and we will get Siddharth Longjam on our show next week also. But this dope taint is very, very bad for a country, because then all of a sudden you are under the scanner and it's not good for team morale ahead of Tokyo. So one would hope that this is an aberration. Let me get some questions before on Shubman. Very quickly, Gill was getting troubled by Anderson's swing. Do you think he will be? Virat Kohli was also troubled by Anderson, Rishabh Chatterjee. We know after that what happened in 2018. What kind of a mindset would Shubman require? I think Mr. Gavaskar spoke about the mindset. I really don't need to do that because he was special, Mr. Gavaskar. Good evening, Boria from Dhruv Jha. Yes, absolutely. Dhruv Jha waiting. Boria will get the edge, Shami or Siraj. Shami, definitely your first runner. Siraj or Ishan might be an important question. Sachin Chaudhary, good evening. Yes. Anirban Rai, do you think KKR is not suitable place? No, I don't think so. Why not? But maybe the T20 format, he needs to get his game right and get his head right once he is able to do that. Anirban Rai, I've taken that. Dheeraj Rao, Shubman Gill can be the next Virat Kohli. He absolutely has the potential to be a top-notch player. Aniket Mukherjee, Boryada open for Bengal under 21. I saw Shubman at the NCA, saw him bat. Everyone there would just get a chair. Yes, very good point, Aniket. He's like that. If you watch the Pakistan final, and everybody I've spoken to, Saurabh and Rahul, and you've heard Brendon and Mr. Gavaskar and anyone, Ravi and Bharat, they think he's a really special act and a special talent. So one would hope that he really comes good. Anupam, Indian team management has been doing really great work. Absolutely, they have been. What is this? Anirban Rai, do you think KKR is? I've answered that. Gill is not a T20 player. Maybe he needs to get. See, there is no question of a T20 player, not a T20 player like that. He just needs to get his head right. Indian football team played very good yesterday. You will not talk about it. Oh, Abunindra Mondol, I have already. Thanks for that question. Christian Jacob, new mic is not good. Trisha tells me it's good, so Christian, don't worry about it. Indranil Rai Chaudhary, did England miss a trick? Spinner, I think they have. Jack Leach should have played. 4 fast bowlers really don't do the job. Aditya Shubman Gill be a second opener? Yes, I absolutely think he will be the second opener. When can we expect team selection to Sri Lanka? Plenty of time left for that. We get Boryada. Are you seeing 100 from Gill? Fingers crossed. Debargo, if he gets that 100, what will that mean for India? Jalaj, India vs New Zealand. Who will win the final? $1 billion question. One would hope India, but Brendon says New Zealand. It will be a close game, maybe even a draw, and the spoils are shared. Jalaj, you've spammed me. Don't try and do that. Boria, big stage for the UK tour. very talented, little worried about the face swing bowlers. Yes, Surinder, very good point, but that's where the best come forward. And there's no reason that Gill will not be able to do that. 18 June, can't wait. Absolutely, I can't wait either. I think that's where I'm going to finish my show for the day, because as I said, I've got to do an Olympic special. So if you are interested in the Indian campaign, 49 days to go, come and join I've tweeted the link, the Tata Literature Live. I will have Raninder Singh, Ajay Singh, Parth Jindal, Nalin Mehta deep dive into India's preparation for Tokyo. I hope you enjoyed the analysis and the show on Shubman Gill. Tomorrow I'll come back, and by the way, let me tell you again, next week, plenty of exclusives lined up for you. Plenty of exclusives. Just wait, and good, solid exclusives from top people lined up. And this Sunday again, we are going to do Ask Boria. Use hashtag Ask Boria, send in your questions. For the moment, I will be back tomorrow, 5 p.m. to see what happens with New Zealand, England, and updates from around the world. Hopefully an update from the Indian camp in England as well. For the moment, thank you for joining me on Sports Today. Thanks for watching.